Hi, I'm Marcus, and today I'm recording a video to introduce some of the basic exercises that we do in Pilates. These are the exercises that you will learn before you eventually build up to the intermediate and advanced exercises. For this exercise, all you need is a mat, or if you're like me, you can have two mats. And the reason for two mats is because there will be sequences where you need to kneel. So if you have a knee pad, that will be great. Otherwise, you can also have a towel so that you can kneel on it. The other thing that you want to do is if you've got neck issues, feel free to have some soft towels on standby so that when you're lying down, you can have the towels for you to lie down on. And lastly, if you've got a tight back or tight hamstrings, you can have some yoga blocks or just some books that you can prop up so that later there will be a sequence where you need to sit, and having these yoga blocks or something to prop yourself up will help you to gain more length in your spine. So let's begin. I will underlay my head with the towels, and we will begin lying down. So lie down. First, you adjust your feet so that your heels are in line with your sitting bones. And then have your arms just very relaxed by the side of the hips. And you want to keep your spine relaxed on the mat. Take a moment to sense how you feel in this position. Bring your attention to your pelvis, the tailbone. Can your tailbone be heavy on the ground? And then from there, we move up to the lower back. You should sense that there is a natural curve. It's about the size of a grape. So can you keep that size of the grape size behind the lower back? And then have a sense when you're lying down, are your lower ribs in contact with the mat? Just paying attention without judging it. Now bring your awareness to your shoulders. Are they at the shoulder blades? Are your shoulder blades contacting the floor? And also the front of the shoulders at the collarbone area. Is it broad, or are you holding some tension there? Relax and release any tension that may be in the chest. And then finally, your head. How comfortable is your head on the towels or no towels? We start off with the breath. So you want to imagine that from your pelvis all the way up to your armpits, it's a big balloon. You want to inhale to fill up the entire balloon from the pelvis first, and then it starts expanding all the way until your armpit. So inhale. As you exhale, you feel that everything softens and come back to your midline. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. You may also want to hug your ribs. And as you inhale, you send breath to the ribs, to the side. As you exhale, you soften your ribcage and feel the ribcage funneling down towards your pelvis. Inhale, send breath to your palms. And exhale. One more time, inhale. And then you exhale. Bring your fingers to the armpit. You're going to inhale to the sides of the ribcage as well as to the armpits now. So inhale, expanding your ribcage to the sides. Exhale, feel the ribcage moving away from your hands and sliding down towards your pelvis. Inhale. And you exhale. One more time. Bring your hands by the side of the hips once again. Now you're going to pay attention to your back. And you're going to inhale into the back to expand. Feel your body expanding into the mat as you inhale. Exhale. Elongate your spine as you exhale. Inhale. Also elongating your head and your tail in opposite directions. And then exhale, you continue to keep the length in your spine, but feel that your waistline narrows a little bit. One last breath, inhale. And you exhale. Now that we know how to breathe, we're gonna, with an inhalation, we're gonna rock our pelvis, right? So as you inhale, you're gonna rock your pelvis towards your feet. So inhale, you arch. You're gonna increase the size of the arch in your lower back. Exhale, you're going to rock your pelvis back very gently and imprint your lower back into the mat. Inhale, you arch very gently, and exhale, you curl. You want to think about just rocking on the pelvis, on the sacrum, your tailbone. Your sacrum is like a bowl. And now, if you imagine that the bowl has water, you inhale, you're going to think about tipping that bowl towards your feet as if you want to pour the water out towards the feet. And then when you exhale, you tilt the bowl back so that you start pouring water towards your belly. Inhale, you go and pour water towards your feet again. And then exhale, you pour water towards your belly again. As you continue doing this exercise, can you decrease the muscle engagement and literally just think about the bones rocking back with an exhalation, rocking forward with an inhalation. Exhale and inhale until you feel like it's just the bones moving, the tailbone move, and also sense when the tailbone moves, what happens to your spine. As you rock your pelvis, your tailbone towards your feet, you'll feel that your head kind of gets dragged down a bit. But when you start rocking your pelvis back, you feel that your head travels up a little bit. So have an awareness of how this movement affects your spine. Coming back to center where you're no longer rocking forward or rocking back. You're just centered, and now your lower back space is just that grip size again. Staying in this position, we're going to think about rocking the pelvis side to side. So you're going to inhale and rock towards your left. Exhale and rock to come back to the center. Inhale, rock towards the right. Exhale, you come back to the center. One more time on each side. Exhale back to the center. Inhale, rock to the right. And come back to the center. Similarly, you want to reduce the muscle engagement once you understand how to do this, and literally just think about rocking the bones from side to side. Bringing once again the imagery of the bowl on your pelvis. Now, apart from tilting the bowl from side to side, as if you want to pour water from one side to the other, I want you to also pay attention to your waistline. Can you keep both waistlines long when you rock from side to side? Meaning, you're not shortening one side so that you can do the movement. You want to keep the pelvis centered, keep the waistlines equally long, and you just rock from side to side. So this is great because a lot of people are working from home now, and you want to start introducing some movement in the pelvis. Come back to your center again. We're going to combine the movements. So inhale, you're going to rock the bowl or tilt the bowl towards your feet. And then as you exhale, you're going to start swirling the bowl of water towards the right. And then swirl the bowl of water towards your belly button. And then inhale, you start swirling it towards the left. And you continue to travel towards the feet. Let's try again. Exhale, you're going to start swirling the bowl of water towards the right side. Water is about to spill from the right, but then you start building it up, tilting the bowl towards the belly button instead. Water about to spill towards the belly button. And then you're going to start inhaling, swirling the bowl of water towards the left side of the pelvis, and continue to go towards your feet. It's a circular motion in the pelvis. And pay attention just how rounded is your movement. Can you, if you're to imagine this circle, can you really circle very, very smoothly at all angles? The next time your pelvis is rocking towards the feet, let's go the opposite direction. So exhaling, rocking, very gentle rocking towards the left side, and then slowly bring the bowl of water towards your belly button and swirling it towards the right, then back towards the feet. Does one direction feel easier than the other? Are there certain angles where it is easier? Or are there certain angles where, I feel like I can't quite get it? And also notice, what does this do to the rest of your spine? Are you starting to hold tension in other parts of your body? If so, can you relax them and just focus on the movement in your spine, in your tailbone? Come back to center. Once again, bringing that grape-sized gap in your lower back, returning to that position. Good. So now we want to keep that grip under our lower back. We're not going to squish it, meaning we're not going to curl our tailbone and squish it, nor are we going to arch our back and lift away from the grip. We are literally just going to stay on top of that grip without lifting away from it. The next exercise is what we call dead bug and femur arcs. So with your feet in this position, you may want to walk it out a little bit so that you have about a 90-degree angle at the knees. Your arms can still be by your side, fingers reaching long. You inhale, think about tractioning your head and your tail in opposite directions. Grow tall. As you exhale, gently float the left leg up to tabletop. Inhale, floating it back down. Exhale, you're going to float your right leg up to tabletop. Inhale, floating it back down. As you float your legs, can you still keep that same grip size behind your lower back? Exhale. And you come back. Next time, when you move, think about moving from the thigh bone itself. So, inhale. Exhale, moving from the thigh bone. Maintaining the 90-degree angle at the knee. You're going to float the leg down. Again, just thinking about moving from the thigh bone. Inhale. Exhale, lifting from your right thigh bone. Inhale, keeping the 90-degree angle, and you float the whole right leg down. Exhale, one more time. Inhale, lower the left leg down. Exhale, right leg. Inhale, lower down. Good. Then we're going to up the challenge slightly. Taking an inhale to elongate your spine once again. Exhale, keeping the lower back space. We're going to float the left leg off the tabletop. And then inhale. Exhale. Feel that your abdominals have, just feel your lower back still elongating towards the opposite wall. And then you float your right leg up. Stay here. Are you still in that same lower back space, meaning still maintaining that space, just resting on top of that grip? Check yourself. This is now our new starting position. Taking an inhale to elongate the spine. As you exhale, you're going to float your left leg down, but think about dipping the toes towards the floor. Again, moving from the thigh bone, keeping the 90-degree angle. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, float the right leg down. Inhale, coming back. How far do you go? When you lower your leg down, you only go as far as the moment you feel like you're about to arch, that's where you stop, and you come back. Exhale. And then inhale, you bring your knee back up. So this is great to train your deep core stability. And we want to train that because in daily movement, our deep abdominal muscles, the deep core, they stabilize us all the time, no matter what position we're in. Floating your right leg back up. challenge. You can keep the legs together now. So meaning connect the knees and the feet. Taking an inhale here. Exhale. You're going to dip the toes down, keeping the 90-degree angle. Dip as far as you can, still keep that grip size behind your lower back. The moment you feel able to arch, stay. Exhale, coming back. Inhale, elongate your spine. Exhale, lower down. Floating. Think about dipping your toes towards the floor. And then about to arch, inhale here. And exhale, coming back. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale and exhale. Should feel your abdominals engaged. Inhale, exhale. One more time. Exhale. And then you lower one leg down, lower the other leg down. Good. For the next exercise, you're going to drag your heels in closer towards the sit bones. Once again, have your hands by the side of your hips, fingers reaching long. Relax your shoulders on the mat. If you have soft towels behind your head, that's fine. But if you have something that is quite tough, where if you have, like, say, a book, then I would suggest you should remove the book, because it's not going to be helpful for you when you do this exercise. We don't want to compress into our neck. So next exercise is called bridging. Taking an inhale, elongating the whole spine. And then when you exhale, you're going to once again curl the tailbone towards the belly button. Remember that pouring water onto the belly button, that motion. So you're curling your tailbone towards the belly button. So now you've squashed the grade. Stay here, inhale. Exhale, continue to curl the tailbone towards the belly button. You start floating your pelvis off. And then you lift your lower back off one bone at a time until you reach the lower ribs. Take another inhale here. And then exhale. Send the knees away to the opposite wall. Continue to float your lower back up. Bring your back up, your spine up one bone at a time until you reach the tips, the lower tips of your shoulder blades. Take an inhale here. Exhale, you're going to reverse the motion. Exhale, you're going to think about melting your spine down from the upper back, and then your mid back, and then your lower back, and finally your tailbone touches the mat. Inhale, elongating the spine once again. Exhale, first you curl the tailbone towards the belly button. You stay here. Keeping this position, you're going to inhale, elongate the spine again. Exhale, continue to curl up. Begin to float your pelvis off. Slight squeezing of the inner thighs as if there is a ball in between the inner thighs. And then you start sending your knees away to the opposite wall. Continue to float your pelvis up. Continue to bring your spine up one bone at a time. And inhale when you've reached the tips of your lower tips of your shoulder blades. Exhale, you're going to melt your spine down once again, thinking about melting one bone at a time. You're still hugging the ball in between your inner thighs. You're lowering down one bone at a time. And when you're finally on the ground, your tailbone, let it go back to neutral. One more time. Inhale to elongate your spine. Exhale, curling the tailbone towards the belly button. Inhale again. Exhale, continue to curl tailbone towards belly button. Think about connecting your knees together. Well, hugging an invisible ball in between your inner thighs. Send the knees away. Continue to float all the way up. Now be careful when you do this exercise. My emphasis is on elongating the lower back. So don't go into this position, because then you may compress into your lower back. What I'm cueing is you want to elongate the lower back. So this area is elongating, this area is tucking, so that you can really elongate. You should feel your hamstrings being strongly engaged here. And then you exhale, you melt your spine down one bone at a time. Good job. And then let's do some rocking. Some entire spine mobility. So we're going to lift our legs one leg at a time into tabletop. And then the other into this position. Connect the legs together. Taking an inhale. With your hands, you can hold on to the back of your thighs and just very gently bring your knees close to your chest first. So you're mobilizing yourself in case you went into an arch just now with the bridging, and compress the lower back. Okay, so you're holding onto the back of your thighs. Reach your feet away, still holding onto the back of your thighs. Your elbows are wide to the side rather than very close to the body, wide to the side. I'm going to take an inhale here. And exhale, you're going to curl. Soften your ribcage, curl up into a chest lift. So when you're in chest lift, you're just above your lower tips of your shoulder blades. Take another inhale here. Exhale again, deep the feet down towards the floor. You keep the C-shaped curve in your spine and you roll yourself up. Finding a sitting bones again, stack your spine up one bone at a time, sitting tall. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale, roll behind your sitting bones. Keep gazing forward. Send your knees away. Keep dragging your armpits down. Elbows are reaching long. Now, at one point, you will continue to curl. You will drag your feet in. The arms continue to pull as your feet continue to reach away. So then the key is this pulling of the arms, pushing of the leg. That's the one that's giving the motion, keeping you balanced. Inhale, and then exhale, send the legs away. Curl yourself up into chest lift. Inhale to the back of the ribcage again. And then exhale, start dipping. Keep gazing just in between your inner thighs. Curling up. Finding your sitting bones once again. And sit tall. Let's do that 2 more times. It feels quite lovely. Inhale to grow really tall. Always in Pilates, we think about elongating the spine and elongating all of our poses. Elongate the spine this time. Exhale, roll behind the sitting bones. Keep gazing forward. And you curl. Roll all the way back. One more time, taking an inhale. Exhale, start sending legs away, soften your ribcage. Gently nod your chin and you curl up. Now stay here for a moment. I want to start cueing the scooping of the abdominals. So I'm going to take an inhale and exhale. Think about sinking your belly button, not just the belly button, the entire belly in towards the back of the spine. And then exhale, you continue to scoop your belly in, dip your toes towards the floor, and sit really tall. And then we're going to do it one more time and transition into the next exercise, which we call the hundreds, the classic mat Pilates exercise. Inhale to grow tall. Exhale, roll behind the sit bones. Keep gazing forward. Draw the armpits down. Roll. And you don't roll all the way down. You roll until the tips of the shoulder blades. A bit of abdominal challenge here. So, have your hands by your side. Fingers reaching long. Draw the armpits down towards the hip bones. Keep your legs in 90-90. Okay, gazing in between the inner thighs. You're going to think about pumping soap dispensers with your hands. But you're pumping from your entire arm, not just from your elbow, nor just from your hands. Okay? Inhale here. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold on to the back of the thighs and roll down for a bit. Rest. Let's continue. Bring your legs to tabletop again. Inhale. Exhale. You're going to slide your arms away and curl yourself up. Keep scooping in the belly. Good. Now bring the imaginary soap dispensers again. You're going to inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. That is one set. And we're going to do 10 sets. Meaning altogether, we're going to inhale for 5 counts, exhale for 5 counts. That's one set. And we're going to do it 10 sets. Send the legs away in 90-90. Inhale, elongating your spine. Exhale, softening your ribcage. Send your arms away. Connect your armpits to your hip bones. And we start. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Straighten legs. 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower slightly. 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Scoop your belly. 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you hug your legs in. Rest your head down. Abdominal work. Bring your knees close to your chest. Roll from side to side. Okay. Rest one leg down and then the other. Roll towards one side. Push yourself up. And then we transition. This is where if you have a kneeling pad or if you need something to pad your knees, like a towel, that would be good. I am fine because I have 2 mats. I'm going to remove the towel there. So I'm going to transition into this position. Let's talk about how do we get into this position without hurting our arms. So first, you want to think about drawing the shoulder blades down. Let me show you from this direction. Okay. You want to think about drawing the shoulder blades down towards your hips. And then you want to think about separating the mat in this position. Okay? Position your hands directly beneath your shoulders and you want to think about separating the mat. And then turn the eyes of your elbows at a 45-degree angle towards each other. So they're facing this way. Rather than facing directly in front, you want it to face at a 45-degree angle towards each other so that you don't lock your elbows and hurt your joints. Got it? So separating the mat, draw the shoulder blades down, keep the elbows at about 45-degree angle towards each other. Then you should feel quite stable. Now for the spine, in this position, you want to keep pushing with your arms and think about lifting your upper back towards the ceiling. Your crown is constantly traveling towards the opposite wall. Imagine you're a unicorn and there's a unicorn horn from the crown traveling towards the wall. And your tail is constantly reaching back. Your tailbone is constantly reaching back. So again, we're elongating. Knees are directly beneath the hips. And let's just do a bit of a, curling and arching. So inhale, elongating your spine. Exhale, again, using your tailbone, you're going to curl and round your spine like a cat. And then inhale, you're going to release your sitting bones. Very gently draw your pubic bone up, breastbone up, and arch a cow. Exhale, curl into cat. Inhale, arch. Exhale, curl. Inhale, arch. And then you come back to the center where you're no longer curling or arching. Good. Bring your attention to your feet now. Can you press the top of your feet very lightly on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe just a 2 or a 3 into the mat? And exhale, release. Once again, just very gently pressing the top of your feet into the mat. Exhale, release. You will feel that when you press the top of your feet on the mat, you can stabilize a little bit more. And that's the kind of stability that we need now, because the next time we take an inhalation, we are going to float our right arm off from the floor. So inhale to, and you start sliding the right arm along the mat and floating it off. Exhale, bring it back. Inhale, sliding the left arm off. Exhale, bring it back. Now, as you're sliding one arm off from the floor, can you still keep your back very stable in space? If you were to imagine 4 cups of tea, 2 on your shoulder blades and 2 on your pelvis, as you lift your right arm off, the 4 cups of tea remain very stable on the table. It doesn't spill. Continue. Exhale, coming back. And last one. Exhale, coming back. Great job. Push yourself back into a child's pose. Roll yourself up into a low kneeling position. And then just shake your arms for a bit, because for some of you, this might be too much because you're not used to weight bearing on your arms. And then go back to the position. So circle your arms in front and then pull yourself back into the position. Hands directly beneath your shoulders, separating the mat, and turn your elbows so that they are at a 45-degree angle facing each other. Elongate your spine once again. Good. Now we're going to work with the leg. Inhale, we're going to elongate the spine. Exhale, we're going to slide the right leg back. And inhale, drawing it back in, just sliding along the floor. Next time, left leg, inhale. Exhale, sliding the left leg back. Inhale, sliding the left leg in. Exhale, right leg. Inhale in. Left leg. Inhale in. The next time, we are going to take an inhale, elongate the spine first. Exhale, sliding the right leg back. So long, elongating it so long, and then it lifts because it's so long. Inhale, lower, and sliding it back. Left leg. Exhale, sliding it along the floor, really, really long, and then it lifts because it's so long. Inhale to come back. For more stability, before you slide your right leg away, press into the front of your left foot, and then you exhale, slide the right leg back, and because it's so long, it lifts, lifting from the hip joint. Inhale, coming back. Press the top of your right foot into the floor, or your right shin into the floor, and then lengthen the left leg. Lengthen so much that it lifts off from the floor. Crown is still away from the tail, and you lower. Good. Let's combine it. So separating the mat as well. We're going to do right arm and left leg. We're going to move with exhalation. So inhale to elongate your spine to prepare. Exhale, right arm slides away as your left arm slides away and float. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, left arm and right leg. Coming back. Opposition. And coordinate the breath. Coordinate the movement. Still elongating your crown and your tail and your arms and your legs all in opposite direction. The more you elongate, the more you can perform this movement as lightly as possible. One more time on each side. Coming back. Good. And we're going to sit all the way back into a child's pose once again. And then from here, we're going to transition. Slide yourself forward into a position where you're lying down on your belly. So these days, we work a lot in front of the camera, in front of the computer. So we want to improve our posture. Have your hands next to your chest. And your elbows, instead of having them pointing to the side, keep the elbows pointing back. Now imagine that you're on a beach and you're lying down on hot sand. So can you just gently lift your belly button away from the hot sand? As you do that, you should feel that your lower back is kind of elongating away from your head. So tailbone will be elongating and sending it down towards your feet. Bring your hands by your chest once again. And we're going to inhale. Hover your face off from the mat. Inhale. You're going to think about there being a marble under your nose. You're going to inhale and roll the marble away. And you roll up just until the lower ribs. Exhale, you soften and come back. Let's try that again. So inhale, curling your eyelashes, and then your nose, your mouth, and then your throat. Exhale, coming back. I changed my mind. Let's do smaller segments. Yeah. So first, let's just focus on the head and the neck. Inhale. We're going to curl our eyelashes up, nose, mouth, and you open your throat. Your gaze will be just at the edge of the top of your mat. And then exhale, you melt. Center your spine once again. Then the next time, you're going to start curling up a little bit higher. Elongate your lower back once again so that you don't compress into your lower back. Now inhale, eyelashes, nose, mouth, throat. Start drawing the shoulder blades down, shine your breastbone forward. Now you're looking slightly further away from the top end of your mat, maybe about 5 centimeters away. And then exhale, you melt. One more time, inhale. Draw the shoulder blades down, push slightly through the peels of your palms to really shine your chest forward even more. And you exhale, melt. Just once more, inhale. And, inhale, you're going to curl eyelashes, nose, mouth, throat. Broaden the collarbones, slide the shoulder blades down and push. Shine your chest forward. The more you can shine your chest forward, the further away you can look from the top edge of your mat. I'm going to stay here now. Slide the arms back so that the palms now are lifted away from the floor and the palms are facing the ceiling. We're going to stay here. Keep reaching the shoulder blades down towards your hips. Keep reaching the palms towards your feet direction. And I'm going to pump your arms up towards the ceiling. Slow pumps. 1 and 2. As if I am behind you, I am dragging your arms up to help you open up your chest. As you do this, you still want to lift your belly button away from the hot sand to elongate your lower back. To prevent compression, you want to keep strengthening your upper back. Open up the front of your chest as you pump your arms. Good. Bringing your arms down and you can rest. Circle your arms in front of you. Bringing it back to your shoulder, the chest level. And then pushing yourself up into, pushing yourself up into a front support, kneeling front support. Releasing your knee, your sit bones, and push back into a child's pose. In child's pose, you want to inhale to elongate your lower back. Exhale, softening in the front, your abdominals, your rib cage, soften. Inhale into your lower back again as you keep aiming the tailbone towards the floor. Exhale and you soften completely in the front. Just once more. And exhale. Roll yourself up into a low kneeling position. And then, this is where if you have a tight lower back or a hamstring tightness, the yoga blocks come in handy. So you're going to sit. But it depends, okay? So, if you look at me, when I extend my legs like that, my spine is a bit rounded, right? This area is a bit tight. So that's why you can either, if you don't have a yoga block or anything, you can either bend your knees so that you can sit tall. This area is as lengthened as possible. Or if you have yoga blocks, you can sit tall and you no longer have to bend the knees because now your spine is as elongated as possible. Yep. So having props really help. You're going to start off with your palms either, let's have your palms facing up towards the ceiling. In a moment, you're going to take an inhale, grow tall first. Exhale. You're going to gently nod your chin forward, nod your head, soften your throat and your chest. And then inhale again. Exhale. Start slowly rolling forward. And your arms follow. Inhale to your upper back. Exhale, curling. And stack your spine up again. An imagery that will work is you can actually sit against the wall or just imagine that there's a wall behind you. Your entire spine is against that wall like that. And now you take an inhale, grow tall. Exhale, nodding your chin. You start peeling the top of your spine off from that wall. And then you continue to peel your upper back away from the wall. Keep peeling. But then you want to keep the lower back against that wall. Inhale to the upper back to expand it. Exhale. Find the sitting bones curl up, stacking your lower back, well, your mid back, and then your upper back, your neck, and your head. Let's do it one more time. Inhale. Exhale. As you peel off from the wall, one bone at a time, you continue to roll forward slightly. Send the heels away. And then you sit all the way back. Then the next one, you're going to have your arms in front of you. You can have your arms in front of you, still imagining that wall behind you, taking an inhale. Exhale, gently curling forward, nodding forward. As you look in between your inner thighs, you suddenly notice a durian on your lap. And it's about to prick into your belly button, and you want to lift your belly button away from it. So your belly button is going in towards the spine as well as up. So reach away from the durian. You don't want it to prick you. And then take an inhale to the upper back, expanding it. Exhale, start curling. Stacking your spine up one bone at a time, away from the durian. 2 more times. Inhale, elongate the spine. Exhale, nodding your chin. Continue to roll forward. Think about creating more and more space in between each spinal segment. Rolling over the durian, flex your feet, send the heels away from your sit bones. Inhale to extend, inhale to the upper back, and exhale, sitting tall. Final time, inhale, long, elongate the spine against that wall. Exhale, softening everything as you nod forward, keeping the length in the spine. The durian is still there, so you still want to keep rolling up and over that durian. Draw the belly wall in towards the spine. Send the heels away to also give yourself that hamstring stretch. Inhale to the upper back. And then exhale, stacking your spine up one bone at a time. Bring your arms down. Slide one foot in and then the other. And then you're kind of in this squatting down position. Have your hands in front of you. Rock your head forward a little bit. Push into your heels to come into a forward fold position. Your knees can be bent, okay? From here, you let your head dangle towards the floor. Your arms are also elongated on the floor, relaxed. Let gravity do its work to help you to lengthen your spine. Then in a moment, reach your heels into the floor, send the sit bones up towards the ceiling, or just extend your knees as much as you can. You don't have to go all the way. Inhale, bend again. Exhale, sit bones up towards the ceiling. Inhale and bend your knees. One last time, exhale, sit bones up towards the ceiling. Stay here. And you take an inhale to elongate the spine. Exhale, engage pelvic floor and abdominals. Curl your tailbone down in between your feet. Send the sit bones towards the heels. Stack your spine up from the lower back, mid back, upper back, and then your shoulders arrive, your neck arrive, and then your head. I am going to stand here so that you can see my head. So let's try again. Inhale, growing tall. Exhale, nodding forward. And you start rolling forward. As you roll forward, engage, feel the engagement in your abdominals and your pelvic floor so that you can continue to support yourself in this position as you roll down. Inhale, at the lowest point, keep your fingers just off from the floor. Exhale, curling up, rolling up, one bone at a time. One more time. If it makes it any easier, you can imagine that there is a beam right in front of you and you're a piece of cloth. You're about to hang and drape over that beam. So inhale, growing really tall. Exhale, nodding your chin, slowly softening the front, rolling forward, rolling up and over that imaginary beam. Keep your weight on the balls of the feet. Keep scooping your belly button away from the floor. Inhale here into the lower back. Exhale, curling the tailbone down towards the floor, sit bones towards the heels, stacking your spine up, one bone at a time. And that's it. So that is today's class, an introduction to basic exercises in Pilates. These are useful to eventually build up to other more advanced exercises. If you're interested in doing Pilates classes with me, do reach out to me. You can email me or you can reach out to me via Facebook or Instagram. I hope you enjoyed the class. Take care.